Travel consideration provided by...
All right, time to do some selling. That's going towards rent. Oh yeah, that's going towards girls' night. And that's going towards a new bag.
Your closet is worth more than you realize. Download the Poshmark app and start cashing in today.
A mystery.
Jesse loves playing detective.
But the real mystery was your irritated skin. So we switched to Tide Pods Free and Gentle. It cleans better and doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
And it's gentle on her skin.
Tide Free and Gentle is EPA's Safer Choice certified. It's got to be Tide.
Next week, E.T.'s kicking off season 43.
Hi, E.T.
Backstage at the VMAs, Matthew McConaughey's surprise and Kristen Cavallari's love life.
Why do you think I'm so single?
Starting Monday on E.T.
Be sure to check that out. Now, here's one more thing to show you before we say goodnight. Bye. It's the teen.
Happening now.
A couple taken from their home at gunpoint, only to be found the next day here on the city's west side. Coming up, we'll tell you the latest on the suspect's arrest.
The murder trial for a man accused of killing his mother's boyfriend continued today. Coming up, we'll take you inside the courtroom as forensic evidence was shown to the jury.
And I have the very latest regarding the changes headed our way, along with rain chances and how much temperatures will drop. The news at 5 starts right now.
First at 5, San Antonio police still searching for a third kidnapper who they believe abducted a couple on Tuesday night from their home on the southwest side. And just this morning, 2 kidnapping suspects were picked up 15 miles away from there on the west side in a home where the couple says that they were found unharmed. Camille Juarez with the unusual behavior that neighbors say they've been seeing there.
A couple taken against their will in the middle of the night in front of several children, only to be found safe the next day.
When they came out unhandcuffed, untied.
The couple was taken from their home in the 3100 block of Mission Bell early Wednesday morning, and they were found safe in the 500 block of Benris Boulevard this morning. San Antonio police say the kidnapping was targeted, but they won't say why.
Just for the integrity of the investigation, it is still an ongoing investigation. I can't really get into the details as to why this family was targeted.
Sandra Guerrero has lived in the area for over 60 years. She says she isn't surprised by the police presence at the house where the couple was found.
I don't make eye contact with.
Guerrero says she sees different people coming in and out of the house.
Cars come in all the time. They're always taking something out of the trunk. Different cars. You know, you're like, what do you do in the trunk all day?
Detectives arrested 2 suspects who are accused of breaking into the Southwest Side home with guns and taking a woman and man. 29-year-old Xavier Martinez and 40-year-old Felipe Valdez were arrested for aggravated kidnapping. Martinez has an active warrant for deadly conduct, evading arrest, and interfering with public duties. Investigators continue to search the home where that couple was found. San Antonio police are still looking for that third suspect, but for now, the couple is safe at home tonight. Camila Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
New at 5, the back and forth blame game between the San Antonio police chief and the Bexar County district attorney may end up in a face-to-face confrontation on Monday. There is a public safety town hall meeting set for the St. Rose of Lima Catholic Church on Marbach Road, and both Chief Bill McManus and DA Joe Gonzalez are expected to be there. These 2 men who have been sparring over who is responsible for a series of police shootings by known criminals out on bond but are wanted for more charges. The meeting on Monday starts at 7 o'clock. And in addition to this meeting, this afternoon, the county judge and the San Antonio mayor are announcing a series of meetings between law enforcement leaders across the area to address what they are calling, quote, a complex issue, unquote. A San Antonio man pleading guilty in federal court today in connection with the death of a woman who died of a fentanyl overdose. 28-year-old Patrick James Hall sentenced to 30 years in prison. Federal prosecutors say Hall was dealing fentanyl that was disguised as oxycodone. They say in October of 2020, he and this woman, Isabella Render, met in a motel where she fell unconscious. They say he waited an extended amount of time before calling Render's friend to tell her that she had overdosed and then left her alone in the room. By the time the friend got to Render, she was dead. A toxicology report revealing that she had 24 times the amount of a fatal dose of fentanyl in her system. Tonight at 10, we're going to have reaction from the victim's family about today's sentencing. Forensic evidence today revealing a man on trial for murder had no gunshot residue on his hands. Galen Perez, accused of murdering his mother's boyfriend last year. Erica Hernandez takes us inside the courtroom and explains why the revelation about the gunshot residue does not necessarily take Perez off the hook for the crime.
And it's also a possibility that Guyan did not fire a gun, was not close to a gun, and did not hold the gun. It's a possibility, right?
Yes.
A defense attorney for Guyan Perez asking a forensic scientist to clarify the results of her analysis of gunshot residue tests done on Perez and his mother, Monica Vasquez. Perez is accused of fatally shooting Vasquez's boyfriend, Luis Rosales, in August 2022. Rosales was hit 4 times down the road from the home Perez and his mother lived in. At the time of the incident, Perez had accused Rosales of sexually assaulting a family member. Gunshot residue is the particles expelled from a gun as it's discharged. While Perez had none on his hands, his mother did.
Monica Vasquez may have discharged a firearm, handled a discharged firearm, or was in close proximity to a discharging firearm.
The state asked that when Vasquez provided first aid to Rosales, if those particles could have transferred over then.
A secondary transfer could be, say, there was gunshot residue that was deposited on a surface and someone touched that surface and then had that GSR on their hands.
It was further explained that just because Perez had no residue on his hands didn't mean he didn't fire a gun.
There are a lot of different factors that could affect how GSR gets deposited, especially the environmental factors.
The jury could soon get this case. They are expected to return to the 379th District Courtroom tomorrow, where closing arguments are expected to take place. Then it'll be up to them to decide if Guyan Perez is guilty or not guilty. At the Kennedy Reeves Justice Center, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott's response was quick, saying Texas will appeal. This after a federal judge ruled that Texas first needed permission in order to install these controversial floating barriers in the Rio Grande. That same federal judge is now ordering the barriers be moved or repositioned by the end of next week. The barriers were installed back in June along with the wire. Abbott said that Texas does have the right to protect its border from an influx of undocumented migrants. But national Latino civil rights groups are applauding the judge's decision, saying there needs to be a discussion between governments.
LULAC is very pleased to see that the judge ruled this way. Simply put, when Governor Abbott placed these buoys, he violated international agreements.
Governor Abbott, for his part, says he's ready to take this fight all the way to the Supreme Court. But until then, the judge has ordered Texas to move the buoys closer to the Texas riverbank by September 15th. We have a huge recall to tell you about. It's for frozen chicken strips. One person actually got hurt eating one. 12 Size Marilyn Moritz has our recall roundup that also includes some tainted Texas-made dog food, too.
Have banquet chicken strip meals in your freezer? Check the box. Conagra Brands is recalling 245,000 pounds of the frozen entrees because they may contain bits of plastic. The best buy dates are December 11th, 2024, January 1 or January 7th of 2025. Take them back or just throw them out. Is this your dog's chow? Mid-America Pet Food is recalling more than 600 cases of Victor Super Premium Dog Food High Pro Plus after salmonella was found in a sample at a Texas plant. These are 5-pound bags with a best buy date of April 30th, 2024. Parent alert, Tomy is recalling 83,000 high chairs, Boom Flare, and Flare Elite models. The bolt can loosen and the seat can come off of the base. A couple dozen children have fallen. Contact Tomy for a chair repair kit. And if you bought smart plugs on Amazon, take a look. Emporia is recalling 80,000 of them because users can get shocked. You can contact the company to get new plugs or just get your money back. We have more details on all of these recalls on our website. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
We're going to take you out into traffic in a safe manner. This is our traffic authority camera at 410 in Fredericksburg. You can see the traffic moving out of town is a bit slow going, moving toward North Star Mall. Not so bad during this rush hour. It was a summer to remember, and now as fall begins, there are some signs that it too will be a memorable season. Right now, Hurricane Lee is forecast to become a Category 5 hurricane. And our heat wave in Texas now joined by scorchers in central and northeast regions of the country. Laura Aguirre with why intense heat means school is out in those areas.
We know how hot it's going to be every summer, so the fact that they aren't really prepared for these kinds of incidents is a little ridiculous.
Many parents across the Northeast are, well, heated this week, sweltering under near record temperatures in cities like Philadelphia, New York, and D.C. Several school districts closed or adjusted schedules, sending some kids home for virtual learning just as their new school year begins.
It's better to shift them to an environment where we can have the focus again be on teaching and learning as opposed to it's hot.
It just really doesn't make any sense to me why they don't have air conditioner.
Some cooling relief could arrive there Friday, but Texas and parts of Arizona could see triple-digit temperatures through the weekend. Floridians are still cleaning up after Hurricane Idalia, the Cat 3 storm that barreled into its northwest coast last month. Eyes are now on Hurricane Lee swirling faster in the Atlantic. Current models have it passing north of the Leeward and Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, possibly becoming a Category 5, meaning sustained winds over 160 miles per hour by late Friday. Forecasters say it's too soon to tell if or where it could smash into the U.S. mainland. But even if it stays out to sea, areas along the East Coast could experience dangerous surf and rip currents. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
And while we're on the topic, let's take a look at the latest on Hurricane Lee. Already a major hurricane, a Category 4, strengthening very rapidly. Really a beautiful signature on the satellite imagery, to be honest with you, but a major powerful storm. Max sustained winds of 130, gusting to 160 near that eye wall. Likely to become a Category 5 very soon, and then basically bounce between a Cat 4, Cat 5 as we go through the weekend and into early next week. By Tuesday, between Bermuda and Puerto Rico. Right now, I think odds favor this taking the typical turn away from the U.S., but it's too early to really pin that down. 101 in Del Rio, 105 Floresville, Santa Maria, 104. Another triple-digit day. We're feeling the heat. 101 in Bulverde, Windcrest at 100. I'll be back in a bit to talk about record high for today, how many 100-degree days, as well as a change in our pattern, lower temperatures, and our chance of rain in just a bit.
Let there be hope. Coming up, new medical technology helping doctors diagnose autism early. And in some cases, it's before children turn even 2 years old. We'll show you how it works. And if you're the type who enjoys getting pedicures, you might want to be careful about how often you get them. We'll tell you why next. Here's what we're working for you on the 6 o'clock news tonight. Bexar County's top elected official has yet to speak publicly about the recent string of shootings involving San Antonio police. Several local and state leaders have weighed in. Coming up, why his office says he doesn't have time to talk to us. Abortion advocates want the city of San Antonio to start a $500,000 fund to support community organizations. But what do they do exactly? The councilwoman who's championing the idea gives us mixed messaging. San Antonio's two largest school districts are pushing back kickoff times for football games. We're going to tell you why these high school districts decided to start their Friday night action later in the evening. All that and more today on the News at 5. Rather, that was the news at 6. In today's News at 5, health headlines. Doctors say they may soon have new technology to diagnose autism in children more quickly and accurately. There are 2 studies released this week suggesting an eye tracking tool that could diagnose autism in children as young as 16 months old. It's called the Early Point Evaluation. It was recently cleared by the FDA to help doctors intervene earlier than ever before. Experts at the Marcus Autism Center at Atlanta say it could represent a major step forward. Early detection can lead to treatment approaches, which can then improve the lives of children who have autism. Some of us love getting pedicures, but certain nail treatments can be dangerous to your health if they're not handled properly. Mandy Gaither with CNN explaining how to avoid an infection at the nail salon.
A pampering pedicure can help melt the stress away. But before you get your toes done, do your research.
Potential dangers for pedicures can include infection of the toenail area. It can include infection of the skin around the toenail.
Podiatrist Joy Rowland with Cleveland Clinic says to keep feet healthy, be aware of 3 types of infection: fungal like athlete's foot, bacterial of the toenail or toenail unit, and viral like plantar warts.
If you end up getting an infection of any one of these things, it can progress and cause more serious infection.
Rowland says the first thing to do is to pre-screen the salon. Make sure instruments are sterilized.
You want to make sure that in between clients, the bowls are being disinfected.
She says proper technique matters. Cutting toenails too short can result in an ingrown toenail or infection. When it comes to callus removal, skip the metal scraper, which can cut into the skin, and skip shaving, which can also create cuts.
You want to wait at least 24 hours before you go to the salon and without shaving your legs.
Signs of infection include whiteness of the toenail, yellow, flaky, or crumbly nail, redness, pinkness, or swelling of the nail. See a doctor if you have any of these symptoms. Rowland also recommends giving your toes a break.
Wait for another 1 or 2 weeks and let your toenails essentially breathe.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Take a look outside with live cam. You do not want to walk on the pavement without your shoes today.
No, I do it though frequently because I have been, and I'm dead serious, been toughening up my feet a little bit more. And
do I need to ask why?
No, and I do it with a rucksack on as well with some weight. It's good. It's good for the system. It is for me at least. Anyway, it does get rather hot on the ground.
Stressing yourself out.
My sidewalks are concrete. They're white in color, so they're not as hot. Anyway, let's talk about just one of my weird things, right? 102, our high temperature today. That's a record by 2 degrees and 10 degrees above average. That makes it our 71st 100-degree day so far this year because you know we have more ahead of us before a shift in our weather pattern. Take a look at our temperature trend. Tomorrow, 105. Saturday, 103. Sunday, 102. All of those record-breaking temperatures that we are forecasting. Then we dip back down into the 90s, upper 90s early next week, mid 90s by the middle part of the week. And that comes with a shift in our upper level weather pattern. Big Blue H, it's over in New Mexico right now and West Texas. This is really what's going to be changing over the coming days. Again, not until we get into the upcoming weekend and next week. But notice the upper level high, the Big Blue H, slowly drifting westward and away from us. And especially by Tuesday, Wednesday, it's closer to Cabo San Lucas than it is here in San Antonio. This isn't a huge, drastic change. We don't have a big system headed our way. But what this does is it opens the door for other elements to influence our weather, such as upper level energy and even a weak cold front or two to help kickstart some areas of rain. As for the generalized rainfall potential, it's nice to see this back over the state of Texas. Exact location of who's going to get how much and exactly when, that's still up in the air. This isn't a very definitive type of change. It's kind of sprinkled about over several days, but it's nice to see we have that potential. We're talking a 20% chance on Saturday, 30% chance on Sunday, and then 20 to 30% early next week. Right now, we've got 40% for Wednesday because a weak cold front could drop in on early Wednesday morning, boosting our chances a little bit. We will be changing these numbers and fine-tuning them in the days ahead, so check back in for updates. Right now, it's 101, dew point of 65, humid for 101. Feels like it's 104, so it feels like it's 3 degrees warmer than the air temp. Bandera 100 even along with Bulverde. New Braunfels 104. Stinson on the south side checking in at 103 along with Del Rio. By the way, coming up at 6, I'm going to show you the newest drought monitor. We could use the rain. We'll show you where it's the worst. But as for this evening, clear and warm, southeasterly wind at 10 to 15, and very sticky and humid, humidity increasing. 79 in the morning at sunrise, 95 at noon, 105 the high. That would be a record by 4 degrees. 104 to 105 all around San Antonio and Bexar County. Even 106 in Bandera, Floresville, Nixon, Smiley, 106. But we'll be fine-tuning those numbers, those rain chances for next week, along with the temperatures in the days ahead. So check back for updates.
We like the sound of that. Thank you, Adam. And football fans like the sound of this weekend.
They sure do. Cowboys fans
counting the seconds.
All ready for their team to go up to New York to take on the New York Football Giants. Now, Dak Prescott, Cowboys starting quarterback, has a fantastic record against the G-men. Plus, C.J. Stroud is a rookie starter at quarterback, and he's also a team captain. Coming up.
And communicate well and handle the crowd noise. And when you line up, man, just execute as best as you can.
That is C.J. Stroud's mindset heading into his regular season debut in Big Board Sports.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
We are one day closer to the Dallas Cowboys kicking off their regular season Sunday night at the New York Giants. And here's Dak Prescott teaching Trey Lance a thing or two as they walked onto the practice field today. For his career, Dak is 10-2 versus the G-men, passing for 3,100 yards with 23 touchdown passes and just 7 interceptions. Now, after losing his first 2 games to the Giants, Dak has reeled off 10 straight wins, and Sunday night he wants to make it 11 in a row.
I just want to keep on this streak, you know what I mean? Understand this is a good team. It's a different team. Almost every other couple years that we play them with the coaching changes they've had, but understanding what they did last year under Dayball with their offense, the progression, the defense, the players that they've added. But they do have my respect, and it's always fun playing New York and definitely playing them up at their place. Probably the first time I've played them this early at their place, so excited for that, excited for the crowd. I'm just excited to be back in the game.
Offensive lineman Tyler Smith didn't practice today and said he's rehabbing a hamstring problem. Tackle Tyron Smith was limited with an ankle problem, and defensive end Sam Williams was limited with a foot injury. Sunday at noon, rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud will make his NFL regular season debut when the Texans play at the Ravens. On top of that, the Rook was named a team captain along with Pro Bowl left tackle Laramie Tunsil and safeties Jalen Petrie and Jimmy Ward. Tunsil and Ward have served as captains before. It's the first time for Petrie and, of course, for Stroud in the NFL, and they were all selected by their teammates.
It was something that I had as a goal, and I think even more importantly, I don't think like it was just given to me because I was a quarterback. I think from day one I've been a vocal leader. I think I've led by example as well, and I'm taking strides every day, just trying to fix problems while they're there and trying to help the coaches while being a coach on the field. So it was a huge honor and a blessing to be able to be a rookie and be able to be a captain, man. And I don't take that lightly.
Texans put right tackle Titus Howard on the injured reserve with a hand injury, and he will miss at least 4 weeks. And how about this? The 2023 NFL regular season kicks off tonight with the Lions at the Chiefs, 7:20 p.m. at Arrowhead Stadium. I'm excited.
Wow. Really is seconds away.
It is seconds away, yes. Minutes, maybe. I don't know.
Thanks, Larry. We'll be right back.